Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the recent P-Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, Master Grade / Zaku Phantom Yzak Jule Custom version. Now I pre-ordered this about a few months ago, and it has finally arrived. Now, as much as I really enjoyed the previous Master Grade, the Gundam Zaku Warrior, Hawke Custom, well, I'm not the biggest fan of the character or the mold suit, but the Master Grade, the build of the kit was so fun, and I really enjoyed it, to the point where I decided to pre-order this as well. So if they actually make a third variant, I am definitely up for that. Hopefully with the missile launcher, of course. Now, I need to clarify a few things. Number one, this is going to be a simple review, meaning that I will not go over articulation, because the base build of the Zaku Warrior is exactly the same. No changes. So I won't be going over articulation. Number two, yes, the backpacks are compatible, so I will show how the backpacks work. Number three, last night I posted my build of this kit, and for some reason a lot of people were confused out of their minds, to the point of like, how did I get this already? It was on pre-orders last night, yada yada. Well, I live in Korea. Korea's got Gundam Base, and which Gundam Base provides P-Bandai services, and this thing was on pre-orders few months ago, which is why I have it now. Alright, so let's get on to the review. So as mentioned, I'll be only going over the differences and not showing articulation. So if you want to see the articulation, you can always check the review for the Hawke Custom version, which I'll leave a link in the description below. Alright, so let's talk about components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the Zaku / Zaku Phantom itself. We get in a very nice blue color, really gouf customish color, and I really love the color scheme going on here. Hand-wise, we're still using the interchangeable fingers, so I really prefer that as well for this kit. So yeah, currently I don't have the backpack, and instead of having a spike shoulder, we don't get any spike shoulders, but we get regular shoulders with those Zaku shields that's going on onto the side, which spikes and extra ammo clips. Of course, those extra ammo clips that are stored in the shield aren't really compatible with the actual beam rifle / beam gun, so keep that in mind. So hand-wise, I currently give it the fully open hands, and there are 3 more sets of hands, which for some reason this got messed up. So number 1, we get trigger fingers for left and right, so very nice, but you're pretty much going to be only using one side, because we only get one gun for the hands. Number 2, these are the multi-purpose hands, which are used to hold the weapons other than the gun. And then number 3, here we have the fists. Pretty basic. And then, yeah, let's go for, since this is a P-Bandai kit, they actually do provide water slides. There we go. We get a lot of markings, some warning signs, some symbols, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of water slides. Number 2, we get a sticker sheet like the Hawke Custom. They only give you a sticker for the mono eye. Fantastic. I'm actually saying fantastic as for meaning that's really good. I'm not actually being sarcastic or anything. So here we have the equipment. So let's go over the basics first, the typical ones. So number 1, we get the beam rifle, same as the Hawke's custom version. You can move the clip to the side, and we can detach this as well. But there's not much of a reason to do so, because this is the only one that's actually compatible with the gun. Originally, of course. I'll explain something else with the leftover parts. Number 2, we get not only one beam axe and beam tomahawks, but we get actually 2 of them, because obviously originally these beam tomahawks are stored in the shield. Since in this version actually having 2 shields, it's pretty normal and makes sense to have actually 2 of these. And the fact they do give you the beam effect parts, a set of them. So yeah. And here we have a action-based connector, very basic. So now here we have the more unique weapons or equipment for this kit. So number 1, we get the beam axe. Yes, this is the beam axe. Very long weapon, and we get this small red handle, which is actually used for the folded up version. So I'll demonstrate that later, or show you guys that later. So here we have the beam tomahawk. This is currently closed up. It is a very long weapon, to the point where it's actually technically taller than the kit itself. So here we have, and we can expand or extract these parts. We can open these parts up, and these parts are actually moving together. So that's actually a pretty fun gimmick. So yeah, and then here we actually get the beam effect parts. A lot of people were saying that these are from the Sazabi Master Grade Sazabi parts, and it is true. It is true, but I really don't care. As long as it works, it's fine. So here we have the effect parts connected, and that looks very, very good. Really powerful looking beam axe. So yeah, once again, I'll be demonstrating that later on the equipment demonstration. And here we have, for me, this was the main finale. This is the Hydra beam Gatling cannon. I'm not sure if they could, I'm not sure if using the word cannon and Gatling together makes sense, but yes, this is a very big backpack. Now, I have seen the mobile suit in games, and it wasn't this big, so it seems like the Master Grade has taken a different step for the size. But it's a very cool looking backpack. Gatling gun weapon, and you can actually spin the Gatlings here. It has a pretty good range of movement on its own. Not exactly 360 compatible, but still it can move a good range. And then not only it can go up and down, the Gatlings are also on a peg, so which can go left and right. So yeah, this is pretty fun. And everything you see here is all color separated pieces, no stickers at all. Alright, and then let's go over some leftover parts. So, okay, this is not a leftover part. So here are the parts that I cut off. So number one, we do actually get as leftover parts. You are able to make one spike shoulder shield. So if you want to have your own custom version, you can always use this. And here we have another one, but you can only make one, so you don't get the other side. So this is a leftover piece as well. This one is actually the same piece as the one that goes on to the beam rifle. So yeah, we do get a leftover piece for this for some reason. And then number two, we get a head leftover piece. This is the one that doesn't require the head antenna. So same one as the Luna Mario Hawke Custom. So if you want, once again, if you want to make your own custom version, I guess you can, and not to use the antenna, you can always use this. And as I said, the beam effect parts were from the Sazabi, to the point where they also give you a leftover part for this one. So yeah. And well, this is not exactly everything. There's actually a little bit more. Here's the ones I didn't cut off. Number two, this one is the part that connects the pipes on the legs. So yeah, we somehow get leftover piece for these because these are a repeat. And then this one, which is kind of odd, we also get a repeat for the handles. We get the long one, short one, and then we actually get a leftover piece for the head. This is the one that actually, this one actually uses the one that we can attach the antenna, which I'm pretty happy with because these antennas are sometimes fragile or they are easy to lose. So, which is why I do like the fact that he did give you a leftover piece for this. All right, so let's get on to the comparison. So number one, I think I should take off the backpack of this version as well, just to give you guys a better look, because I'm not gonna lie, the backpacks, I mean, as much as I do like the backpacks and the equipment, they do kind of hinder a lot of views. So okay, and I dropped something. There we go. So let's by a side-by-side comparison. So I'm not gonna attach the backpack yet. So okay, so here we have the side-by-side comparison. From top to bottom, the head, the body, legs, arms itself are exactly the same build. No differences other than colors. And obviously the shoulder part, this one actually has a double shield, while this one has only one shield with the spike shoulder. So that's the only difference. And the way how the backpack works is that here we have on the back section right over here, same hole, which means if you want to do so, here's the Gatling cannon. So we have these three pegs. Now originally all you need to do is just connect it to the back right over here, so which means this is also 100% compatible with the Luna Mario Hawke Custom version as well. Of course, I can't say for the same for the no grade 1 to 100 scales because I don't have any, but obviously I'm pretty sure they are not compatible. So yeah, if they actually make a third variant with the missile launcher, I am definitely up for that, and obviously that should be compatible with these two as well. If there's anything I missed, is that this thing still has the small compartment to store the beam rifle, but also this is also capable of storing the folded up version of the beam axe. So I believe if you look at, oh, not this part actually, on the beam axe on the top section, there's actually a peg here. So once you take off the beam effect parts, and then you can attach this part with the handle onto the back section if you want to do so. Alright, so we've seen the comparison, so I'll be right back with the equipment demonstration. Okay, here we have the first set of equipment. So basically I gave it the beam rifle on the right hand, the beam axe or beam tomahawk on the left hand, and obviously the Gatling, the Hydra Gatling beam cannon on the backpack. And I stored the beam axe onto the back skirt. So here is the folded up version. So the only changes that you actually give is that technically this is a parts former for the Beam Axe, is that you take out the long one and you replace it with the small one and fold everything up, and there you go. So yeah, if you don't want to do that, you can always close this up. Now I should mention that the Hydra Gatling beam cannon does make the kit very back heavy, or does cause some balance issues. You can already see it's kind of still on the wobbly side, so you really do need to like kind of control how to balance this kit depending on the position of the Gatling guns. So you can see it's still a little bit back heavy, so you're gonna have to like balance it out in either way. So with the kit actually on, it doesn't really hinder much articulation. The Gatling cannon still can move back and forward, and then you can still move the gun side to side. Of course, be careful with the horn, because the horn for mine does pop out a little bit too easily, so maybe for those who think it's a little bit loose, you can always glue it up. And yeah, even, let me just take off the hand. So even with the backpack, there's nothing that's really hindered by the aspect, so keep that in mind. And these parts, keep in mind this kit does not use any polycaps, so this will actually last pretty longer. And yeah, these parts are plastic balls, so you can actually move them any place you want to do so. Alright, so I'll be right back with the Beam Axe, because that one's actually pretty tricky to hold. And still back heavy. Okay, I'm back with the Beam Axe. Yeah, I'm still a little bit confused with the Beam Tomahawk and Axe, because last night I actually called this the Slash Axe, but oh well. So here we have the Beam Axe. As I mentioned, it's a very long weapon. The beam effect parts are from the Sazabi. I'm not sure which one. Some people say it's from the RG, but oh well. So at the moment I gave it the double hand pose with using both hands. These hands are not specific hands. These are just the multi-purpose hands that you actually use on the Beam Tomahawk. And then on the back skirt, I stored the beam rifle, which is technically possible. And you can still see these thrusters right over here. So yeah, once again, it's a little bit back heavy, and also I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in my previous review, is that the body upper torso rotation movement isn't that much. So the posing is a little bit lacking, but still pretty good. But it still has a nice ab crunch. Of course, the joint inside there is a little bit stiff, so do be careful. And once again, because of the Gatling cannon, it is actually a little bit hard to balance. But the kit does not use any polycaps, and does use and has a really nice pivot joint on the feet, so it should be able to withstand most poses. Of course, if you know, I'm not the best poser, so yeah. Okay, so at this point, I think there's only one last thing to show, but yeah. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the last part. So as I mentioned at the beginning, each backpack, the launcher or the Hydra Gatling beam cannon backpack, they are 100% compatible to each other, so there's no extra parts needed, so you can always make your modified version if you want to do so. And that's pretty much it for the review. And as I mentioned, I really enjoyed the master grade of the Gundam Hawke custom kit. The build was very fun, which led me to buying this version as well. So as I said, I would definitely recommend this. I recommend both, either one of them, but try at least one of these kits to figure out like how these kits are. Very fun to build, very sturdy. There's not much that can go wrong. Sure, this version can be a little bit back heavy, but it's not impossible. Anyway, hopefully my review was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review, and if you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.